Welcome to Talking Spoilers. This is a series separate to every other video on my channel. It's basically me and my mates talking about a specific game series. In this episode, we are talking about Marvel's Spider-Man, so if you haven't played the game, I highly suggest you do. I will quote SkillUp here. If you don't have a PS4, buy it for God of War and then buy it for Spider-Man. Now, there are spoilers for the 2018 release of God of War, Spider-Man, and a discussion of the Arkham game series. There's also a discussion on the Marvel comic book series Fear itself, so if you do care about spoilers for any of those games, don't watch, obviously, but if you don't give a shit, then make sure to watch. Thank you for watching, enjoy, it's a very long video, let me know what your thoughts are with a comment down below. Thanks for watching, see you guys next time.
I can only talk till 9:30, so I've given us... I was like thinking about it, I'm like, should I do it today? Tomorrow I'm like, fuck, I need to talk to someone about it today. But yeah.
So have you done everything?
Yeah, so I've got 100% game progress. The only things I'm missing, I need one suit, but I need challenge tokens to get it. One gadget left, like upgrade for it, but I need challenge tokens, and then I'm done everything. Oh, sorry. And also I've got to collect all those secret photos.
Yep.
That are hidden when you get level 50. I've got like 38 out of 50. And then there's the newspaper articles, which I've probably got only like 10 out of 40, I think. Because like you never see them.
The newspaper articles don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, like I could never... It's hard finding...
The secret photos, though, they do.
Okay, yeah. Well, it says 100% for me at the moment, game progress.
Like, it doesn't count towards the 100%, but you do get something at the end of collecting all the secret photos.
Nice.
Whether you want me to tell you or not, though.
No, I will find out for myself.
But
yeah, I was curious if I was going to get anything or not.
But those...
Because you don't get anything for doing the landmarks.
Yeah, that one's more just the tokens itself and the trophy.
Yeah.
But with the secret photos, yeah, I finished the game before I did any of them, and then once I finished the game, I'm just like, I still want to play. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So all I was doing was just going up and down, up and around, just going anywhere in like New York City, or like web slinging and shit, and just having the camera out and like taking photos whenever I saw the secret icon.
See, that's what I think I have to do. Like just fucking
no guides or anything.
Around.
Like this game, no guides, nothing. And I loved every single fucking second of it.
It's... Oh god, I'm gonna restart this challenge. Anything, like, how do you, like, anything particular you want to start this off with, or just go on a tangent about whatever the fuck comes to our head?
Just anything.
Alright, I'm going straight to the fucking ending. Holy fucking shit. I love the story. The story was so fucking good. Like, Aunt May dying, I had fucking tears on my face. I couldn't even help it. I was like, that's fucking too much. You can't kill off Aunt May. And then her fucking her like tombstone's right next to fucking Ben. I'm like, god damn it.
So you went there?
Yeah, well, it shows you in the cutscene, but so what happened is I kind of got that spoiled that there is a Ben Parker tombstone because cunts were like posting shit about it, but I wasn't reading what it said, but I kind of put two and two together. Like, that makes sense if it does say Ben Parker. And then I ended up going to the grave and I found it. I'm like, oh, well, there you go.
Did you take a photo or interact with it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's a secret photo for some reason. Like, it feels kind of morbid.
That's right. Because I went there beforehand, and then and then that's right. You can get a photo of it later on. That's right.
Man,
yes.
So when we were talking, I think on, like, when we went to the movies to see Predator,
yeah.
The one thing I wanted to say to you at that point was, I'm just waiting for the Doc Ock change. I feel so, like, it's not even happening, and I feel so attached to the character just from, like, the small little, story snippets and whatnot. But just from that, I'm like, I don't want it to happen. Please, I don't want it to happen.
No, I didn't assume that it was going to be him. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I loved how they did kind of like a Doc Ock, like, origin story. Like I thought that was fucking awesome. Like just throughout his fucking journey, like throughout your journey, like it's also his. Like you go to the lab and you go, oh look, it's Doc's favorite like glasses, or you see like the suit, but you don't see the arms and shit yet. And you're like, and you ask about the suit, he's like, oh yeah, like it's just my like suit, and then you see like weapons and
What about
stuff,
the
and you ask
needle?
him about it. A needle.
Yeah, on one of the pictures and shit, there's a blueprint for a giant needle, and you can
I think I
interact with
did
it
see
and
that.
ask. When you do it, you ask Doc Ock, what's this for? And he says something, but then when you come back to the thing and it has all the blueprints for everything, including how to, like, the weak points for the raft, it has a scorpion tail over the top of the needle.
Oh,
So
okay, right, okay.
it was like kind of foreshadowing the, like, what was happening. So when you go back and you interact with it, after you found out that it is Doc Ock who orchestrated everything, it's us as the player as well as Peter going, oh, so these weren't just like random things that he was doing. These were all coordinated and they were all in his face at
Mm.
the same time. Because,
Uh,
like, I was like, what the fuck's this giant needle for as well? And then it's like, oh, fuck.
I love that scene where you go into like Dr. Ock's like secret kind of laboratory, and that skyscraper, and you see like all the villains that he's working with, like Rhino and stuff like that. Like all the favors he's doing for them, like
Yeah.
getting Rhino out of the suit and stuff like that.
What
That was
about the small
awesome.
name drop? When you
Which
hear
one?
when you hear either Peter or Doc Ock say the Sinister Six,
When does he say this? Oh yeah, yeah. I
were
did.
you like, boy?
I didn't think anything of it. I said Sinister Six. That sounds weirdly familiar, but I just didn't question it. I was like, okay, but I was like, that sounds oddly familiar, but cool.
There were, oh my
Um,
god, there were so many things. Whether it
there
was
were a lot of
giant major events
there are a
that
lot
like
of
kind
cool
of
shit.
happen, or it was like the smallest fucking detail, just like the smallest little shout out. Um, the this Doctor Strange, Sanctum Sanctorum. That one, I
Oh,
fucking
that I was. Cunts kept posting shit about that, and I was like, "What the fuck is that about? That looks weirdly familiar." Okay, so that's what it is. It's that
yes.
fucking the glass, and you can take a photo of it. And Peter says like, "Oh, that's like,
I I have a feeling that there's something strange going on in there, and I'm like,
oh, that's
oh my god, that is fucking amazing because
okay,
it's like just
that's cool."
the use of the name
Oh,
in the sentence without it actually saying that it's that is like I love that so much, and it's
oh,
oh.
I wish I picked up on that. Oh, that's really cool.
There was also like all the photo spots as well. Like most of them were just of New York City. But then you had the stuff in Hell's Kitchen, like you had all the Daredevil locations from Nelson and Murdoch, the lawyer place, which is who Daredevil is. Like that's what his real identity is. And then you have the Jessica Jones, Elias Investigations apartment, and it's it's just
that's cool. That's really cool.
the game is beautiful as well. Like,
Yeah, no, it looks really fucking good. No, the game, like, throughout it, like, I got to that scene when you're in the construction building with all the water, the puddles, sorry.
that everyone was
I was like,
going, this is fucking
yeah,
visual downgrade.
yeah, I was like, looks fucking great. What are you fucking on about? I love, as soon as, like, you're playing as Peter Parker at the start of the game, um, and you go to Dr. Octavius's lab, and
Yep.
I didn't, because he talks to you, but I couldn't pick up that it was him. As soon as I walked in there and he said the name, I'm like, boy, that's fucking cool. Like, he's him normal now. Um,
Oh, what, you
even
didn't
seeing, not
think you
like,
were
even,
Peter?
no, like you seeing Dr. Octavius, but
Oh.
not as a villain. Like, he's like, you're actually working
Yeah,
with
you
him.
see his step into, like, insanity and whatnot, and the
Yeah, and
reasons
like, same
behind
as
it.
Norman, oh, fuck, what's the
Norman
cunt's name?
Osborn.
Norman Osborn. I knew it was the start of an O.
Oh my
I
god,
liked how,
dude.
okay, that ending where he's like, all right, so I was like, okay, like Harry's like sick, that's like whatever, I don't really care for Harry. And then you see him, and I saw that like the black shit around. I'm
It's like
like, that's not.
Venom.
I'm like, yeah, I was like, that's not Venom stuff, is it? I'm like, nah, no way it
It's
is. And then,
100% Venom.
oh yeah, yeah, no, because then when he's like, oh, he puts his hand on the glass, and then the fucking shit touches him. I'm like, oh, Venom, like that's
Definitely the
mad.
symbiote. And then the grenades when you're in there is
Yeah,
what's Majig?
because
Mary
like what happened
Jane.
was is, yeah, yeah, you see the grenades. Because what happened was is, I saw that little chamber thing, and you can interact with
Yeah,
it.
and it's like, oh, this seems rather um villainous or really evil
Yeah, but what
looking.
happened was for me is I accidentally didn't get to click on it because I went to the actual thing which changed
Oh,
so I didn't get to click on it and I was so pissed off at myself. I'm like, oh man, I bet something was she was gonna say something really cool, and then when it cuts to that scene and he's like he opens it, I'm like, yes, it's fine, everything's fine.
what?
Um,
Okay, what about Miles Morales? Do you know who that
yeah,
is?
yeah, yeah. Like he's just one of the other like Spider-Man, isn't he? Just like
Yeah,
another
from like the
version.
Spider-Man mythos. He's from the
Yeah,
Ultimate
he's like in
Universe.
Yeah, because he's in the next Spider into the Spider Verse movie that's
Yeah.
coming out.
So
Um,
he was in Spider-Man. No, he was the Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe after Peter Parker died. And then because he was so popular in that alternate universe, they put him into the main Marvel universe. But yeah, he's like a super popular character, and it's like, dude, like his introduction as well, and it's as the cop's son.
hmm. No,
Oh my
it
god,
perfectly like it doesn't at all feel overforced. Like the story was fucking top notch.
it
Um,
flows so well. Like
like
even if you're doing everything else in the game, like the secondary shit,
yeah, like there would be
because it forces you to do that as well.
hmm,
Well, it doesn't force you, but it pushes you to do it after you do a main mission. Because Peter's like, "Oh, I've been away for a bit. I may as well, like, I got to clean up the city or something." Just after each mission, he'll say like a one-line sentence, just going, "Oh, I better go help someone," or I hear like the city is kind of in a bit of chaos or whatever, and it's like, "Got to go do stuff around the city before I start the next objective."
hmm.
And it's like, okay, go do that, and then after you do it, or while you're on the way there, you'll get the phone call from fucking each of the characters, and then it's like, whoop, next mission's available. It's like,
Yeah.
flows so fucking well.
Um, James Jonah Jefferson,
J. Jonah
James
Jameson.
Jameson. Damn it!
Yeah.
How'd you feel about his little podcast or not podcast, little radio shit?
That was amazing.
I
Okay, it was.
yeah.
You go.
I was just gonna say, like, I really liked, like, I thought as soon as he like started talking, I'm like, that's really cool. I love how they do that. Um, a lot of his shit, like 50% of it, or maybe 70% of it, really was really good. A lot of, but then the other like 30 to 40% was kind of just hit and miss. Like he said shit and it kind of just repeated itself, like just bagging out Spider-Man. Like some of it was
Well,
funny,
that's his like whole
yeah, yeah,
point.
but like sometimes I was just like, oh man, I know how this is. Like I know what the punchline is. Like it just
Yeah.
got there was only a couple, and then sometimes he actually like was like kind of went serious where he like said like, oh, the reason why I don't like Spider-Man because like everyone calls him a hero, but the people who get up every day who are normal should be called heroes. And I liked, and he did that throughout the game where he just like had his little like surreal moments. And then he'll go back to like, oh, our next caller says Spider-Man tried to kill him, and then
Oh,
shit like that.
okay. Okay, so two things about that. It's amazing that after you complete the mission, like finish Dr. Octavius off and all that stuff, um, he then has like recordings or whatever, podcast things about Spider-Man and
The
saying
event.
that he did the city a great service, and he's like, but he twists it so he's in the right because he's like he's got an ego problem. So it's like I've been saying this for so long. Spider-Man needs to blah blah. But then he twists it. It's just, oh, like that was amazing because throughout the whole game, you have him just saying shit, just shitting on Spider-Man constantly or whatnot. And then once Spider-Man shows that he protected the city from Doctor Octavius, Electro, fucking Rhino, Scorpion, Mr. Negative, it's like he kind of accepts it and he's like proud of it. But then right up like after the couple of those, he's just like, "Goddamn Spider-Man!" But the second was, if you don't, you know how it pops up with the missions, like the crime alerts and stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't do them, like if you ignore them when you're just going through the city and everything, he'll have a podcast segment where he's called up someone, like someone's called up, and it's been someone nearby that event, and they'll say that I saw Spider-Man, and you know he could have helped, but he just kept swinging.
Oh, okay, that's
Because
cool.
yeah, I experienced that when I was doing the secret photos, and I'm like, that's like attention to detail right there. Like
Yeah.
that is fucking Insomniac, man. Ratchet and Clank,
Oh, and so like
Spider-Man.
I really hope with like the game of the year for this year they give it to this. Like, I reckon the three contenders are going to be this, God of War, and probably Red Dead Redemption 2. Um, I really hope they give it to this, even though Red Dead hasn't come out yet. I just feel like Rockstar have got so much fucking credit in the past for like GTA and shit. But man, Insomniac deserves so much fucking credit for this game because
Yeah,
it's just top notch. Like, I know the game of the year award doesn't really mean much, but hopefully it just gets a bit more credit than it's already got. It's a good game.
it definitely beats God of War.
Story
But
wise,
what?
because like
Not
story,
story wise.
what? Well, okay, now I was gonna say like God of War is like I love the universe and like I love the characters in that, but like with God of War, it it hid away from things and kind of got you excited for the next chapter, which is fine. But at the same time, it's like I hated the fact that because they were so limited with stuff, because I think they were just saving it for the next game. You were versing like same creatures all the time. It was just different variations. And I feel like maybe they had all these ideas, but they didn't want to maybe push it so hard straight away because they want to see how this game's going. And then I feel like the second game's going to go real hard into the universe. And they kind of had it like just from the secret ending of God of War. It kind of like shows that like it's going to be a real fucking shit show. Um, like the secret.
What, the Thor thing
Yeah,
at
like
home?
yeah. I don't know. I thought the story for this game like was really top notch. Like I don't think it was better or worse than God of War.
So here's how I felt while playing this story, right? Because we only talked about like the starting bit or whatever, right? We haven't talked about the major bits. But when I was playing through it, it felt short as fuck. Like the
Spider-Man.
story missions themselves that weren't tied to Peter Parker, or like when you were playing as Spider-Man, it felt really fast paced,
Hmm.
faster than it really should have been. So the gameplay. Okay, so I'll do it in segments. So the first thing was, it's interesting how they use the level with the helicopter and the wrecking, like the porta potty or whatever the fuck it is, wrecking the city as one of the trailer pieces. Because the way the story was kind of structured, it felt like you were meant to care for Mr. Lee, but even in the trailers, knowing that he is Mr. Negative, and if you're a comic book fan or whatever, you know he's Mr. Negative, um, it's like having it as the trailer thing kind of like for a mission halfway through the game, it felt weird.
I
And
Yeah, okay.
because the whole point of like the whole first and second act of the game is like revolving around Mr. Lee and Mr. Negative. From the bombing at City Hall and the death of Miles Morales' dad to damage of Spider-Man, like all that shit. It's all building up to
Pretty much everything to the raft, and then it starts.
yeah, everything to the raft, and the raft is like this end of the second act, and that was still the major trailer point.
It was weird, but like when they showed off the like someone else, like when they said, "Oh, yeah, it's Mr. Lee," and then you find out he's like he runs Feast. I I was like, "Oh, okay, well I'm curious how he becomes like Mr. Negative stuff like that." And there's that part where I don't know, like it just really like I just love the scene, but there's that part where you go and to Mr. Lee's secret office and you step out of it afterwards and Mr. Lee's just there and he's just looking at you and he's like, I know. And it's this weird tense moment of like, I don't know, it's like, oh, does Lee know he's Spider-Man? Does like what, like, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. I really liked how fucking,
And then he gives you kind of like a little play on words or whatever, where it's like, or not play on words, but like a little shove saying that as long as Spider-Man stays out of the way, you will be fine. And
yeah.
it's like, oh, ooh.
That's why I was just like, oh, is he a dick? Like, is he talking about me? Like,
Like, I still cared about Mr. Lee, as a character. I just feel like for people that don't know that and watch the trailer, it would have been better if you used some other aspect of the game as a visual representation of what was happening.
they could have 100% misled bloody the
Oh,
audience
they
if they
could have.
wanted
I
to.
felt.
They could have made it so bloody, like, Scorpion or whatever.
Yeah.
They could have done
Well,
anyone, I
well, the
guess.
focus was Mr. Lee in the trailers, but then you had you had the whole Doc Ock feature of it, and that was the whole point of that, which I was done great.
Yeah, well, that's why they showed off the raft thing, because they wanted people to be curious about, because there's that scene where Mrs. Lee says he said not to kill him.
Yeah.
Um, I love how, wait, real quick, I loved how there's that moment where Peter realized that Dr. Ock knew the whole time, like it wasn't his just memory loss. Because like that's what Peter assumes. It's just, oh, that's why he doesn't realize it's Peter. Because he's like lost the memory, which you find out as you're helping him build the suit that that's one of the side effects. And then he fucking reveals it to you, and I'm just like,
At the end of the
oh
game,
man, and like yeah, and like that with that scene of
it's
him,
like, you
pretty
knew?
much dying on the It's such yeah, I love it was such a great scene. I thought that was fucking
It was super
awesome.
powerful, but it felt. I don't. So. I enjoyed it. It just felt weird because I understand in that moment, Peter was going like, can I still save him or should I just leave him be? Obviously, like, says, yeah, fuck off, Doc Ock. I love you, but you're not who you are anymore. And, like, he's paralyzed there because his symptoms have got so worse, which I loved as well. That's why he was still laying there, like, and he couldn't move. But it felt, that part felt rushed. Well, not the whole part of it, but there was a section where it was like, when he screamed, you knew. He just randomly gets fucking super cranky and pissed off. Like, just from Doc Ock revealing that he knew it was Peter Parker as Spider-Man. I just don't understand why he got so angry in that moment. If anything, Doc Ock would be more angry because Peter lied to his face, saying that he was the one who built the suit for, like, he built the equipment and suit for Spider-Man. I don't know, I just felt like that section of that scene took away from it. Like, took away from the whole emotional impact of it.
Yeah, okay.
It was still a, like, amazing scene, but... Yeah.
Did you experience any bugs throughout the game?
I think I had one, but it wasn't, like... It wasn't memorable.
I mainly had ones, I had maybe 3 max, where characters just got stuck in walls, like I'd kick them into a wall and they just got stuck there and eventually I only had one game breaking one. It wasn't really super game breaking. I just had to I just had to exit the game and hop quickly back in. Like it was I was in that cutscene where you're fighting Dr. Lee, not Dr. Lee, Mr. Lee, in the where like you have to throw like you're versing kind of like a big mask and you have to throw shit at it and you're in like his dream, not dream, but like his like dimension. Um, and like I
Yeah, in the negative
yeah,
space.
and
Yeah.
like I killed the mask, but I threw an extra um thing at him, and so it made that noise of like it colliding with the mask, even though it was already dead. And during the cutscene, that noise was playing in the background,
Oh.
and then I thought I was like, oh, it just kind of sounds like it's like
Mm.
there's like a car like on fire or something in the background. Like that's all, that's normal, whatever. And then as soon as I went back and like you start off like in the roof, like you start off in like a skyscraper or whatever, and it's quiet, and all I heard was this weird ass noise. I'm like, yep, this is no, this is the game, not me this time.
So
Um, but that was the only thing.
my
But
bug,
no,
I just remembered it then, was the fight with Electro, not the actual fight, but when you have to destroy all the power conduits that are located around the police
the
station.
building, yeah, yeah.
My bug was that I destroyed three of them, and then upon destroying the fourth, I was killed, and it restarted the checkpoint, but the whole city was phasable. So I was a solid object, but the city and all the buildings and everything could be phased through. So as soon as I restarted the checkpoint because I died, I would fall through the map from the tallest building in the fucking game because that's where it started you off. And then, yeah, I had to quit the mission and then restart it because, yeah, I just kept falling through the city no matter what. Like, I couldn't swing to anything because there was, like, the game registered that the city was not existent. Like, all the materials and
Yeah,
everything were
right.
there. It's just, it was as if my controller was disconnected on top of, um, on top of falling through the map. Yeah.
Okay.
That
Huh.
that was like the major bug I had and the only one that I can think of.
Yeah, nah, apart from that one I said before, that was about it. Like, it ran like great. Like the load didn't take that. Like loading time wasn't that bad. Like
It was,
when
yeah,
when you
it
kind of
was fucking optimized to like it was crazy
and like
optimized for a
yeah, and
PS4.
like we were
Like God of War had
yeah,
more issues for me than Spider-Man.
totally forgot. Oh yeah, I didn't like how like I don't know. I wish there was a bit more where or versing Rhino and Scorpion stuff like that. Like you kind of had little moments with them, and then you would verse them both at the same time. Same as Electro and uh, Vulture, and then that was it. That was it.
See
Like
that's what I was trying to say
it
by
was
its
it
fast
was it was
paced.
yeah, it was done well, like how they did it. I just wish there was a bit more of it. Like um I like it could have been way worse, and like I did get like a taste of all of them, but like yeah, I was expecting to be honest, because at that point when you like because I did pretty much everything before I went to the raft where it all turned shit, and there was like a couple like hidden like things on the map that I couldn't do yet. They were
Yeah,
just
yep.
locked. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna assume that they're like maybe things to do with Rhino, and you have to collect shit to stop Rhino, and you kind of have to do something like what you have to do with Tombstone, and
Yeah.
then you get to verse them. And then it turned out, oh no, it was just extra crime things. And I was also thinking that might be that because I needed more crime tokens. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
see
oh
that
fuck, how do I get
yeah,
these?
that aspect of it, the showing the crime tokens or whatever before the secret things were revealed, that kind of ruined that point of it. But yeah, I was on the same lines. I'm like, see, because I did the same thing. Everything was completed up until that point. And then yeah, I'm like, okay, so we already know Electro fucking um and all the others in the game, so it's probably revolving around them. And then you do it, it's like, oh, so it's kind of a rinse and repeat of what you've done before. That was kind of the most lackluster or like the bottom moment of the game.
Yeah, when I had to go back and do all of Sable's outposts and the prison outposts, like I was enjoying doing them. At the same time, I was like, oh, man, like
You only enjoyed it because of the
I gotta do
combat.
yeah, like I gotta do 10 of these in every fucking sector, and they're all kind of the same. Like You know, they're cool, but they're like you do like enough of them, you're like, oh, I kind of owe this. Like every single sector there'll always be like one or two where you're like chasing the cars down, and then like you'll take the
Oh,
cars
those
out.
were okay. Yeah, so thinking about it more, there were downs of the game, and those were like the crimes because you had to do five per faction or whatever per city block, and then on top of the what's-a-majigs, the outposts, it's like those were the really shitty parts of the game. But besides that, everything else was like solid from.
When you say outpost, do you mean like you do those outpost missions?
I mean like the ones you just said, like the Sable outpost,
Oh, okay, right, yeah, yeah.
um the Demon warehouse and all that stuff.
Oh, see, I don't mind them. I like doing the like. I meant when I said Sable Outpost, I mean like because there's some Sable missions they'll have like protesters and they'll just like have guns at them, and it's just like a crime thing that it will just pop up on your map randomly.
Oh.
Like I didn't mind the base ones. Some of the because I try to do all the extra challenges, and some of them were a bit BS. Like there was like one you have to do like 65 combos with the Sable.
Oh, was that the Sable? Yep.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. I didn't end up
I had to
getting it.
repeat that one as
Yeah,
well.
I Sable were fucking like I played the game more in spectacular because I played the first 4 hours in normal and I said this feels too easy. I'm gonna amp it up.
Yeah, I was playing on max difficulty the whole time.
Yeah, I only the first maybe 4 hours I was playing it normal and I was like, this seems too easy and I kind of want to give myself a bit of a challenge. I'm glad I did because the only time you ever really like got just ruined is snipers or like gunfire
Yeah,
or just a
all
lot
the
of
flying cunts.
yep. All right. I was about to get into them. Or like a lot of people meleeing, but those flying cunts. Oh my god, what the fuck? They were so fucking annoying. Like, cause you try and awkwardly jump up in the air and get them, and then like you'd hit them a couple times, and then they'll just punch you in the head, and then you have to try and jump up and get them again. And you're like, oh, this is fucking annoying. I ended up most of the
See,
time, I ended up using my spider drone a lot of the time, and just like letting them all out
oh,
and getting them to just
I
shoot
never
them.
fucking used that
I
thing.
love the spider drones. The one I barely ever use is the one where it shoots them in the air, and you just like they're levitating in the air.
Really? Gee, okay, so we had completely different
No, I use most of my gadgets apart
gear
from that one.
uses.
Like I use it, you know, every so often, but I love the trip mine. Like
Yep.
what I would do is like with those Sable crime outposts, like the ones that's just like a crime on like this, like they would just pop up randomly. I just like just dump them everywhere on the ground where they weren't like stepping on at the time, and then as soon as like they
Yeah.
would start fighting me, they would just get all triggered. They would just trigger at once, and then two guys would get hooked, stuff like that.
So the ones I used were the suspension one, which you said like puts you in the air. The bomb that explodes web everywhere.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, that one's.
I fucking love that thing. And what was the other one? And the instant like knockdown one. The impact web.
Impact. That one was awesome. Yeah, I just loved how like powerful it was. Like you just like there was a lot of times where there'd be like an enemy from afar, and like I'm like, oh, I can't be fucked to run over there. And you just shoot them, and they just get stuck on a wall, and you're like, nice.
Yeah, and it felt fluid.
Oh yeah, the swinging and stuff like is just perfect. Like, everything like it just works like really well. Like
You
swinging
can't
around.
really explain it, can you? It's just
Not really. But like
it
it's
wasn't
just it's
like
just
Spider-Man 2 where you were attaching to the middle of the air.
like it's just great
And
when you like
like
because you were like
you actually
swing.
had
You
to be under a building or close to an object that was higher than you to
yeah
swing. And you could do tricks as well. I don't know if
yeah, and I
you
did
did
that.
that, but
Yeah.
mm.
And yeah, and like you could like swing on shit and then like run along a wall, which that was I love that. I kind of at the end near the end of like the game, I kind of just forgot about that whole thing, like running along walls. But at the start of the game, I was like,
I
that's
only
all I
learnt
was
about
doing.
that at the end of the game.
Wait, running along walls?
Yeah, I did not use it at all.
I loved it. That was the first thing I was doing for ages. I was like, ah, fuck swinging. I'm running along walls. And then near the end of the game, I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking swing. It's just quicker.
Oh,
No, running along walls and like you can. I think if you hold X or hold circle, you could like swing and then like turn sharp corners on like buildings, so you could just keep running along the wall.
might have to go back and fucking
I love
do
the
that.
outfits. The outfits are fucking awesome, and I love how the
Suits? Yeah.
progression works. Oh yeah, sorry, suits. The progression works in the game. Like every like what was like third level, you'd get a suit, and it just made you excited to like level up. You're like, "Ooh, what am I gonna get next? Ooh, I'm fucking keen!" Like,
Yeah, like
and when you get
the
the
sad
ones where
thing is,
yeah,
sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say like, and you're like when you're doing those ones where you know you're just gonna get skill points, like, oh, that's a fucking suit. The only thing that was a bit shitty is you kind of got them a bit too quick because main missions, especially at the start of the game and the middle of the game, actually throughout the whole game, until you get to level 50, it's very easy to level up, like
Yeah.
stupidly easy. You could just do one mission and you could level up almost twice. It's like, damn it, I kind of wanted to like earn my suit a little bit more, which is weird to say, but I don't know, like, I'd get one suit, I'm like, this is cool, and then I'm like, oh, I already unlocked my next suit.
I I liked how I liked how most of them, well, like I think 4 or 6 of them were locked behind the side missions, like the Black Cat
I love that
outfit.
suit. Yeah, that suit was really cool.
What were the other ones? Have you done Taskmaster?
Yeah, I've done.
Because you were before you were saying that you're doing them, but you're trying to get all 3.
Yeah, no,
Like
so
you're trying to get the
I've
gold
done
medal
them
for it.
all.
Have you versed
Yeah, no,
Taskmaster for the second time?
yeah, you verse him the once, and then he's like, you're good, and then you verse him the second time, you beat him, and he's like, oh, I actually was like wanting to recruit you. And it's like, oh, the client pays you in like 6 digits, and he's like, 6 digits? But yeah, like, yeah, and I versed him. I like the task. Like, no, I like the Taskmaster shit. I did all the bombing and stealth shit. I did like 3, got the max you can do. Drones, I only could get 2. Now I'm right at the moment. I'm getting 3 because I can feel like those ones are achievable somewhat now if you keep grinding at them. But the fighting ones, I've only got 2. I don't know what you're meant to do for the
The
fighting ones.
fighting ones, you have to be fast, you can't be hit, and you have to keep your combo up. So you
Yeah,
have to do it you have to take people down in quick succession, and then
yeah.
you get extra points.
Because yeah, I love the bombing ones and the stealth ones like a lot. I thought they were really fun. Um, but with the suits, I just want to look at. I'm just looking at them now. I think my favorites. So there was the Spider-Man Armor MK3 suit.
Oh wait, hold on, let me pull it up
Yeah,
real
there's
quick.
there's a lot of suits. There's like what 20? Oh no, more than 20.
Oh, you may get one spoiled for you then.
Oh well, don't. No spoilers.
No, if you're looking them up.
No. I'm just looking. I'm actually playing the game at the moment, so I'm looking at.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I think I've got all the suits. I got 5.
There's one locked like it's completely secret behind the secret photos.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Like it
25,
won't be in the
27.
number.
Okay, yeah, I've got 20. I've got 26. The suits.
Yeah, it's 28.
So yeah, the suits I got. Oh yeah, 20. Yeah. So the suits I got spoiled were the stealth green one, the big time suit, which is that blacky green one.
Ghost Rider.
No, not the Ghost Rider. That was really weird. When I unlocked that Spirit Spider, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
So you didn't get that spoiled?
no, so I got the green one spoiled, where it's got like the green spider on the shirt. I got the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man with the undies spoiled.
Yeah, for 100% completion.
And then I got spoiled the Velcro City suit. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it right. But like with that suit, I only saw like the back of it, but that's one of my favorite suits.
Which one?
I think it's the Velcro City, or I don't know, Velcro City.
Oh, Velocity.
Velocity. Fuck, I'm retarded. Yeah, no comment.
I enjoyed that suit. That was one of my favorites. However, for me, my favorites were fucking Big Time,
Yeah.
Last Stand.
Oh my. Wait, what about the wrestler suit?
The rest, okay, I used that for a bit,
I
but
just lost it when I saw the wrestler suit. I'm like, yep, fucking, that's awesome. Thanks for putting it in there.
um,
Wait, which one's the big time suit?
the big time, big time's the green spider one.
Okay, yeah, yep.
Yep. Um, but Last Stand, that's the one with the leather jacket.
Yeah, you get that when you hit level 45.
I fucking love that suit.
It is pretty cool.
And then the other one was the not Iron Spider, the Mark III suit, the
Yeah,
spider armor.
yeah, that one was really cool. I thought that the bloody Spider Punk and Iron Spider suit were locked you had to get them to like pre-order. When I unlocked them, I'm
See,
like, oh, that's
that
cool.
was what I was looking at. I was looking at because I was gonna do what I usually do, just fucking try find a second seller, like eBay or whatever,
Mm.
for like pre-order shit. But I was looking up that, and I'm like, I read the official Insomniac post from like 2017, like early that or whatever. Um, and it said all of these will be unlockable in game. Like the spider drone that you use so much,
Mm.
that was locked. That's like a pre-order thing. The only bonus you get for the pre-order is that you get all of those instantly without having to
That's stupid.
build them.
Okay, that's really dumb.
But no, that's a good pre-order in my book.
What, getting them straight away?
Well, as like it kind of takes away from the whole point of the game because that was cool how you had to build each suit, but it's a good pre-order that you can still get it if you didn't
Oh,
pre-order
okay, yeah,
the game.
no, the context of like, yeah, it's not like you have to, like, it's just like if you want to. I thought you meant like it's, like, I think if, like I would buy, like, if I knew that, I wouldn't buy it. Like, I'm like, well, I'll just unlock it. What's the
Yeah,
point? Like, I like how they've done that, but I don't think I could go, yeah, I'll buy it, fuck it. I can't be fucked to put the effort in to unlock it, even though it's very simple to
well,
get.
it wasn't extra money either way.
Yeah, well, like, it's,
So
yeah. I liked
it
the,
wasn't like locked behind the special edition, the collector's edition, some
yeah, shit like
Ubisoft
that's
shit.
annoying. I like the, Spider-Man 20, oh no, there were two. There was the two Spider-Man suits. Spider-Man 2099 white suit, and then the 2099 black suit. I think
Yeah,
white suit was my favorite though.
the black one. I remember having that as a statue as a kid. Not a statue, but a little toy.
Yeah, I think I actually had one as well. It looked, yeah. So I have all the suits apart from the one you get, that secret one that I haven't got yet. Because there was one left, that the Fear itself suit, which I didn't like. So I didn't bother upgrading it. But
Oh, we back in the Spider-Man.
oh yeah, it's hard. I've had no one to talk to. I was sort of hating that because I went to the like the other day, like I was telling you about when a guy tried to fight me, or Hayden was like, "Oh, have you played New Spy?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in it. I fucking love it." And Hayden's one of those cunts who would like spoil something. So I was like straight up about, I'm like, "Don't fucking spoil anything." And there was another person who's like, "Oh, spoil it to me." Fuck's sake! So I like cover my ears, like not listen. I'm like, and then I took my ears off. He's like, "Oh, I'm done." And then he's like, "Oh, Spider-Man dies," and like I knew he was joking, but I was still like,
I just want to fucking punch him.
don't like,
Punch you in your
like,
face.
like I knew I didn't think I doubt he was gonna die if he said that to me, but I was still like, cunt.
So the Fear itself one, that's the blue one. Yep. Yeah, that one looks fucking
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. Yeah, it just looked gross. I'm like, why would I want to wear that? Like, I'm wearing it now just for shits while I get the other tokens, but
that story though.
'cause I only
The
need
Fear
one more.
itself comic story is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting maybe into the Spider-Man comics because, like,
Well, that one's Thor.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
so Fear itself is a Thor comic. Well, it's based around Asgard. Basically, it's a retelling of the. You ready? I'm gonna say it. Fucking Jormungandr. Um,
Oh, hell yeah.
it's a retelling of the Jormungandr versus Thor story, but in this story for itself, Jormungandr takes the form instead of being called Jormungandr and whatever. He's just called the Snake or some shit. Or the Serpent. He's basically a younger version of Odin, and like more powerful than Odin. He sends like hammers down to Earth, and then different heroes from in the Marvel Universe pick up the hammers. So you have the Juggernaut, who becomes an Asgardian, like a Asgardian buffed up version of himself. You have an Asgardian Hulk, like basically powerful characters, just buffed up to a more powerful version. So you then have later in the story you have Colossus, which is the metal cunt, if you remember him. He gets the Gem of Sidorak, which is the fucking cunt that gives the Juggernaut his powers. So Colossus becomes the Juggernaut, and the Juggernaut himself is an Asgardian version of the Juggernaut. You have them two facing against each other. It's a really cool story, but yeah, that suit itself, like the Spider-Man one, looks fucking retarded.
I like how there's like the Avenger Tower and shit.
It was cool, kind of became irrelevant. Like, once you see it, it's like, oh, cool, that's there.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I was hoping something would happen with it. Like, I was hoping there'd be like I don't know, just anything, but...
I was looking for... Because once I saw like, all the different ones, like, you had the Sanctum Sanctorum, Hell's Kitchen stuff, like Daredevil and all that, Avengers Tower. I was looking for the Fantastic Four Tower.
Oh, that's right, they have a tower.
Yeah, but that wasn't a thing. The Baxter Building, that's it.
I guess it is technically a...
Yeah, it's a Marvel property, but...
So I guess they couldn't technically do it anyway.
So,
that's probably why.
This says the Baxter Building won't be in Spider-Man. Yes, because I was looking for it, I was trying to find it. I was like, God damn it.
One day. When they make this second... fuck, I just lost my combo. I'm trying to do the combat ones now. And I keep getting hit. What else? Yeah, because when you see the tower, it's like, oh, I wonder what the Avengers are doing now. It's like...
Probably off in space somewhere.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's like, you're chasing pigeons, and he's like, I wonder if no, there's like a poo one where you have to do something related to poo, and he's like, I wonder if the Avengers ever have to do stuff like this.
No, that's the wait, is it? I think it's the pigeon one.
I swear, I think it's the research station where you have to, there's like pigeon poo, to see if they're like if it's going to affect other animals.
Yeah, that's the one.
I like the research stations. I thought they were pretty fun.
Everything was your open world shit, but it was much like The Witcher, where it gives you a story behind it, so it's different and it actually matters and it's intriguing. Like each of the research stations, how it was telling you about Harry Osborn as well as his mum, just how they were trying to make the world a better place, but then you have his father, which is a complete asshole.
Yeah.
So going back to what we were saying before about God of War versus Spider-Man as like Game of the Year or whatever, they're two completely separate games, and they do the same thing, but Spider-Man takes the better path, in my opinion, when it comes to setting up a sequel. God of War was built off the base of the original three, and all the other separate ones and whatnot, but it chose to limit itself, as you said before, so it could build up the sequel, because it's basing itself off of Norse mythology, and there's limited stuff there when it comes to the overall scheme of things. And the difference was Spider-Man didn't limit itself. It chose to not give us the fucking shit that everyone knows at this point. His parents are dead, he's an orphan, he's living with Aunt May. You know, he goes out, gets bit by a spider, Uncle Ben dies. Can't remember the quote. With great power comes great responsibility.
You get an achievement when you see the gravestone, take a photo of it, you get the achievement. saying that.
Yeah, like, you don't get that.
Which is fine. I'm happy with that.
Instead, it's kicking you straight off the bat about half, like, he's already been Spider-Man for years, he's already versed all these people, and it's just, you're there. You're Spider-Man. No bullshit that everyone basically knows at this point. You saw the evolution of Peter Parker, you saw the evolution of Doc Ock into insanity, and to become Dr. Octopus. Then you have Mr. Lee and his kind of transition and showcase of what Mr. Lee is and Mr. Negative is, and how they're two actual individuals. You have Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man at the end, which, boy, that was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, it was fucking when Mary Jane when the spider was on Mary Jane, I was like,
We're gonna get Spider-Gwen?
And I'm like, no. Yeah, I was like thinking like Spider-Gwen? No. Like they've got Miles fucking like it's gonna somehow get to him, and then as soon as it like left and like the spider was going into its own thing, and I was like, alright, here it is. Here it fucking is.
And then the end of credits thing?
What do you mean after like when he when
they're helping him move, and then
like
he's like, I gotta show you something, Pete.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're at this age.
He's like, no. He's like
and then it's like, no man, I just gotta show you. And then Peter Parker does it as well, and it's like, bruh, I'm so fucking keen.
It's fucking
for another one.
It's fucking awesome.
I don't think I've been so excited for an upcoming, like, for another game and a sequel for ages.
Well, yeah, just fucking. I'm glad Insomniac's doing it. Like, they're just such a good company. Like, fuck, they make some good games.
They made Killzone, mate.
Okay, well, they had a couple, and they made Resistance. Okay, they had
Sorry,
a couple.
no, they made Resistance, not Killzone.
Sorry, Killzone's fucking, cunts who made Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't want to call them.
They also made, Spyro.
Yeah, they made a lot of, they didn't make Jack and Daxter. That was fucking...
No. Jack and Daxter was made by Naughty Dog. Sorry, yeah, Naughty Dog. They also made Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I couldn't get really into that. Like, it was a good game, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, I just want them to make another Ratchet and Clank game now.
I wonder if they will.
The experience and from the notoriety or whatever they've gained from Spider-Man, it'll make more people go, oh, what else did Insomniac make? And why haven't I heard of them before or whatever? Then they go back, it's like, Spyro, oh, I know that name because they're making the upcoming remaster. Oh, I may know the fucking 2016 remake of Ratchet and Clank, but what was before that? And it's like, well, you have the amazing fucking Ratchet and Clank 1, Tools of Destruction, Crack in Time, Quest for Booty, Up Your Arsenal, fucking Gladiator, Locked and Loaded. Like, boy, if you want to play an Insomniac game, you're gonna have fucking fun. Anyway, I think that's all we can say about Spider.
I am keen, because there's a bunch of videos I want to watch.
Like, catch up on all the Easter egg videos and all that shit.
Yeah, like shit that I've missed. There's a lot of cool stuff. I know there's more. Did you like Tombstone?
Tombstone was actually really cool.
Yeah, I didn't mind him. I never heard of Tombstone until then.
I liked how he's like, what'd you do to me, Spider? I'm gonna continue being a fucking drug dealer or whatever anyway. Even though I'm now vulnerable to attacks.
It just makes, it's more of a thrill.
Yeah, it's like, oh. I'm kind of annoyed the DLC shit, because it's coming out next month, or this month. What are we at? Yeah, November. Yeah, like, one of them's coming out in November. And it's like, really? It's like a month away, cunt.
Yeah, it's a bit shitty. Because, like, I know there was...
I will probably buy the season pass.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm definitely going to buy the season pass.
I'm going to wait. Like, it won't be a straight purchase now. I'm going to wait to see what the reviews or whatever are for the DLCs themselves, because we've had that before, where like the game itself is amazing, but then the DLCs are absolute fucking shit.
Black Cat stuff. Did you mind that?
Yeah, she's in one of them.
Yeah, but like, did you like the stakeouts for the Black Cat?
Yeah, those were cool. Took me a while for some of them.
I really like finding the backpacks, and like he'll just talk about whatever.
Did you listen to each of them?
Yeah, I love the backpack one where it's has Sandman.
I only listened to one of them, so
What? You gotta listen to all. Do yourself a service, boy. Some of them are a bit shitty, but like there are some where he talks about like villains, like oh, this is Rhino's like a Rhino fragment, like he nearly killed me with this thing, and there's other shit like that. Did you do all the benchmarks where it's like wall run like 500,000
oh
meters or
fuck
shit
no.
like that?
No, I got like
Yeah,
I mastered 4 of them or 5 of them, and then I'm like, no,
yeah.
fuck
I'm
that.
looking now. I've got 4 mastered. Some I'm really close to, but some I'm way like I'm so off.
I can't. Fuck that. I'd have to wait for like a new game plus or something like new for the game to play to do those
Actually,
again.
that makes sense. Yeah, if they did that,
See, this would be a great game for someone who has limited money and doesn't have a stack of games that they need to play or want to play that they already own. Like, if I didn't have all these games and if we were fucking high school or whatever, this would be our Halo Reach or whatever. Just fucking constantly playing it to do everything that you possibly can. Like, doing all those challenges and everything. Now, I'm going to ask you one question. It's going to be the final thing we're going to say about Spider-Man, because I can't think of anything else. Do you think it was better than the Arkham games? Specifically Arkham City, because the others are all trash.
I was thinking about that throughout playing. So as soon as after the prison outbreak and there's a fuck ton of Sable and prisoners trying to kill you as you're trying to get from point A to B, I'm like from point A to B, I was like, man, this feels just like Arkham fucking City. Like that's fucking awesome, loving it. As an open world game, yes, because the worlds for Spider-Man feels so alive, like compared to Spider-Man. Oh, sorry, compared to like Batman games, because every Batman game you never see civilians stuff chilling around.
Yeah.
There's always some bullshit like
It's always dark and fucking...
yeah, like I thought Batman Arkham Origins was gonna be the first time they do it, but then even then they're like, oh no, because it's Christmas, everyone's indoors, or there's some bullshit reason. I'm like, that's kind of disappointing that they couldn't be fucked to put civilians in. And the civilians in this game work quite well. Like they're just you can't really do anything with them. Like you can like do your hand gestures and stuff.
Do the Spidey fingers or whatever.
Yeah, but like apart from that, you can't shoot anything you shoot at them or throw at them doesn't do anything. They'll just like freak out a little. The only time I've had a glitch with them was where there was like a fight going on in the street, and there was a bunch of civilians, and they all kind of crowded in one little circle, and they all like were doing the same hand motion. It was really weird. That was the only issue I had. But yeah, like I liked how I liked that aspect of it just felt more alive. Apart from just having like enemies, I liked how kind of with Peter Parker, like I like how he's more real. Like there's a lot of superheroes that are like you can't compare your life to theirs because they're either a god or they're a millionaire or they fucking have Spider-Man does have superpowers, but
He's
like,
still
he
Peter Parker at the end of the day.
yeah, he still has to deal with like having a job, which a lot of like superheroes don't have to worry about, and still has like relationship issues and friend issues. Like there's that part where he's swinging around, but he's also messaging Mary Jane because he's like I love that scene because he's like, oh yeah, I need some time too, and he's like yeah, and he's regretting it, but like as this is happening, he's literally like swinging upside down in a crane. It's like it's just like I don't know,
he's doing like the Spider-Man equivalent of that of walking around your house when you're in like a tense texting thing or whatever.
Yeah, and even like just like landmarks and going around, there's just like shit to do. Like with with the Batman games, like there's like Riddler stuff to do. There's like you'll have your odd missions of like different like kill shot and all that. But then once they're done, it's kind of empty. The only thing to really do is is to just find Riddler trophies and kill bad guys, but with this, like, it's kind of still, again, more alive because randomly just thug crimes will appear and
Yeah.
shit like that, which I like. Open world wise, I think it's better. Combat wise, it's also better. Because it has that whole swinging mechanic of just being able to fly around, which with Arkham you couldn't really do that all that well. Because with Arkham, all you really need to do is
the Batmobile, mate.
No,
but only in the final game.
Because in Batman, like, it's great, and like I love the combat in that game, but it is a lot of the time just spamming X or square, whatever, and then every so often countering. And then, of course, if there's a big guy or there's a guy with a shield, you then have to like go under them or over them, knock them out. But this game adds like another element of it because you can swing around and you can throw shit. They can throw shit at you, but you can throw it back.
Yeah.
You can, lift them up in the air, and then you can either decide to throw them down the ground or throw them off. Like, a lot of the times when I was on like towers, I would just push them off. Like, I'll hold X to shoot them in the air, and then press X, and then just go flying off. No, I think combat wise or gameplay wise, it's better because it isn't just spamming fucking X.
It is comparing
square.
apples to oranges, but it's still a comparison nonetheless.
Story wise, I'm going to give it this. I'm going to say Spider-Man as well.
It depends on the Arkham game, really.
Yeah, like, because Origins wasn't that great.
Origins was shit. Asylum was shit.
The ending of Asylum.
Asylum wasn't shit. It was just the ending where he turns into the fucking Hulk.
Yeah, that was dog shit. Yeah, I'll give it to Spider-Man.
What was City?
City was I forgot the villain's name. He's like he kind of looks.
It wasn't Scarecrow.
No, he's in the Asylum as well as
Black Mask. No, that was Origins.
Now, what's the one? A Knight. Scarecrow's also in Knight.
Yeah, Arkham Knight is Jason Todd.
Yeah.
What the fuck is City?
I love it how they were like...
Is it just the Joker?
No, it's someone else. I forgot his name,
Penguin?
though. He kind of looks like... No, it wasn't Penguin. Penguin's been like in majority of those games. He's always kind of just there. I totally forgot his name. He kind of looks like Dr. Octopus. No, he was in there as well. I feel like the stealth-wise, like, how like there was the sneaking things?
Yeah.
Even Spider-Man, even Spider-Man's pretty cool because you can kind of you can use your webs and get them stuck on the ground or in the ceiling. Like, there's this part, the part where you're playing as Mary Jane and you're in the train station.
Oh, that was fucking amazing.
You can tell Spider-Man to take these people out, and like, I got near the end, I looked up, and I just see like 20 dudes just dangling from above.
And he's actually dangling there as well.
Yeah, he's just chilling there, and he's wearing like the suit that you originally were wearing.
It's just like that one section, I feel like is the best section of the game. When it comes to each of the different segments of it, because you're playing as both Mary Jane and you still have Spider-Man there.
Mary Jane and Miles points where you play as them, like, none of them I hated. Like, I actually really like the part where you play as Miles, versing Rhino. That was cool.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. Took me a while to figure out what to happen, but what to do, but
that was really fun.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I'm trying to think, the only one maybe I didn't like a lot was maybe Mary Jane and Tombstones. Oh, but even then, that was still pretty good. Like, none of them I really disliked. But yeah,
the Mary Jane parts I did not take slow. I literally sprinted through all of it and completed it without getting spotted.
It was quite easy. Like, it's like when you get the last time you play as her and you pick up the stun gun, it's like, oh yeah, press square behind an enemy to stun them. I'm like, yeah.
I only did that twice.
Like, I've learned this literally 100 times beforehand. But yeah, those were very easy. It made it very obvious. Like, this enemy's going to perfectly turn around now when I'm going around this corner because it's been programmed to do that as soon as I get to this step.
He's going to go to this side of the room when there's a table right in the middle, so I can walk to the right and then come up behind him. Ooh. It's like very simple game design, but it's still fucking effective.
Like, it's still good, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I guess they didn't want to make those. They didn't want to make those. Sorry?
Was it Clayface?
Who the fuck's Clayface?
He's the one where he can shape, like his body is literally clay, and then he can turn into anyone he wants as long as he has a photo of him.
Oh no, he is in the game, but no.
He's Joker
that's
at
not
the end,
Clayface.
right?
For a snippet, yeah. Because you go, oh, you take him down, but then it turns out it's only Clayface.
Hugo Strange or Ra's al Ghul.
That's right.
Which one is it?
That's right. You have to verse that card.
Hugo Strange is the
You're strange. Who's that? I can't even remember.
Come with the glasses, and he's the psychiatrist or whatever.
That's him. It's him. That's Hugo Strange then. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played the Arkham City games in a while, but Spider-Man kind of feels fresh.
I would not replay them. No matter what, I would never replay them.
I would give it to Spider. I reckon Spider-Man's a better game. It just feels really fresh, even though it has a lot of similar things to Batman.
It's weird because Batman is inherently dark, and it does dark like the Arkham games do dark great, but it is literally comparing apples to oranges because one is based on complete darkness and the worst of the worst, whereas Spider-Man is hope, brightness, just everything good.
Dude, that scene, going back to Auntie May, going right back there, when he, like, is about to fucking, like, give her the serum, but then doesn't, he just fucking falls to, like, his knees and cries, and then you hear, it cuts to black, and then, you hear the heart monitor, like, doing, like, the hard beat.
Yeah.
Fuck! It got me so, like, you don't even really see a lot of Mary Jane throughout the game. Like, she's kind of pretty irrelevant. Like, you go, like, oh, I better go see how Mary Jane's doing. Hey, Mary Jane. Oh, look, something's come up later, bitch. Like, pretty irrelevant, but still, I was like, I don't know, I was like, fuck, man. Because, like, it's just like, he had, like, the chance to save, like, you know, his family, but then but he decides, you know, he decides.
Is one person worth saving or the whole city?
Yeah, it's like the whole fucking Avengers Infinity War thing. Kind of like about the stone, like, but that's more sacrificing. But yeah, and then when she knew the whole time. Fuck you.
It's just, you knew, like, every time he said you knew, like, he said it, the one where he screamed it at Doc Ock as, like, and then when Aunt May did it, it's like, bruh, just hitting that hard.
But no, it was a really good game. I liked, the boss fights weren't, that's what I was going to compare the two games to, what boss fights I liked more. The boss fights for this felt pretty simple. Only one I struggled with, the one I struggled with was Octavius, but that was only once because I did something stupid. Yeah, I just did something stupid, but a lot of the time it was very simple. Like, it was pretty straightforward. It was just dodge, wait for an opportunity, and beat the living shit out of them. Which I think City's probably done better, like, fights. But, like, the fights were still good. They weren't difficult. And that's not always a bad thing.
No, it's like Infamous.
I guess
you can have a higher difficulty setting, but the game is inherently easy and it's fucking fun. The main focus of the game is fun over difficulty, and, like, if you want a little bit of a challenge, just increase it, but it will never be like God of War 2. God of War 1. Like, it'll never be Dark Souls or whatever. The main focus is fun over hard, like, difficulty. It's like, recently I've been like, give me those games over everything else. Like Spider-Man, Infamous, Ratchet and Clank. Like, give me the fun ones now. Did you ever think at one point that the voice actor for Peter Parker was Tobey Maguire?
No, I did not actually.
No? I did. Every time he spoke, I'm like, is that Tobey Maguire?
He's a good voice actor. Like throughout the whole game, you always fucking liking
Yeah, it wasn't.
Spider-Man's choices. You're not like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Like, fuck you. Apart from Aunt May, I would have sacrificed everyone. Fuck them.
I was expecting a choice icon to pop up there.
Yeah, there was a point where something happened. I can't remember what the fuck it was, and I thought, it's gonna give me a choice here, isn't it?
It's become so etched into your brain with recent game releases and shit, hasn't it? Where it's like, oh, this is a really good story. You're probably going to ruin it by giving me an option to choose between 5 different fucking things to do. Instead of giving me the direct one, but yeah. Whatever.
But yeah, next game for me now is Ratchet and Clank Crack in Time.
Crack in Time? Fuck.
I'm going straight into Crack in Time.
When are you starting that? Because I want to start it.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Fuck. Yeah, because I did not Tools of Booty. Fucking...
Well, I could keep playing this, because I still have to do... I need to do one more challenge.
Are you going to try to get platinum?
Nah, fuck that.
What, can you check your trophies so it updates so I can compare them?
Do I just have to look at them?
Yeah, you just have to look at them.
Yeah, 1 second. How do I even look at my achievements?
You got 97%, cunt.
On achievements?
Yes, on achievements. You have 1 achievement to do. What the fuck is it?
Wait, really? Wait, where's achievements? Be great to collect all trophies.
That's the only one you don't have.
Wait, what the fuck's that?
That's the platinum.
So what's the other achievement? Oh, here we go. Chain 4.
Portrait. Oh, just jump up in the sky and then go left and like.
Oh, okay. So
that's literally
perch atop. Okay, perch atop the Avengers Tower. I thought I fucking did that.
You don't have that?
Okay, so I got those 2, and that's it. That's it.
Those are like the easiest things. Fucking go do them.
Okay.
Your first trophy,
your
first platinum trophy.
I literally went to the Avengers Tower, sat on top of it. That's
you have
BS.
to go on the left-hand side.
I'll go to it straight away. I'm right next to it anyway. I hate when you fucking fall in the water in this game, and you feel so useless. You can't really do much. like meh.
You just sit there. And then when you jump off the Avengers Tower, then do the tricks, like the 4 different tricks. It's circle and triangle, and you use the left stick on. You either you go up, and then you release it back, and then you do right, and then whatever. Just look in your skill tree; it'll say.